So much for joining us here on Weather Nation, where we're tracking tornadoes across Missouri, Oklahoma, and far southern Kansas. We've got several tornado warnings to tell you about. That's going to be in Delaware, Ottawa County, there in Oklahoma. But as for Missouri, we're going to be seeing that in Jasper and Newton County and far southern Cherokee County there in Kansas. And for one of those, that does include Joplin, Missouri. I'm going to start with our most electric storm down to the south. This is going to be for locations in Oklahoma. I'm turning off the lightning because let me tell you, if you're out there, you can certainly hear these storms well before they get to you. Velocity is going to be showing some rotation there, moving towards Fairland. A lot of these storms moving their way towards the east or east-northeast at about 35 miles per hour, which means just wait out the storm. This warning going until 4:15 p.m. for the possibility of seeing a tornado, but also some hail. We've already gotten hail reported just shy of quarter-sized hail, so we can see hail and tornadoes certainly not out of the question. Up into Ottawa County, just to the north of Miami, that's where we're watching a location showing some broad rotation near North Miami, but I will say the more defined rotation is going to be near locations near 5 Mile, Baxter Springs, that's in far southern Cherokee County, and even over towards locations near Lowell as well. I do want to go back to that storm near Afton, Oklahoma very briefly, though, because we have been getting reports from several different storm spotters that there is a funnel cloud near the town of Afton, just 4 miles to the south of Afton. That came in just a few moments ago. So it is possible we have got a tornado there with a confirmed funnel that's been seen over towards locations near Baxter Springs. Certainly seeing that rotation as it moves its way very quickly to the east. So heads up Joplin, but especially areas south of Joplin following the Turner Turnpike. This is where we have the possibility of seeing that tornado threat. As for that warning we are watching near Granby, the National Weather Service in Springfield has decided to extend this tornado warning, and for good reason. You'll notice we're starting to see a little bit of an inflow notch here, and we're seeing that velocity couplet showing a tight rotation. So Center Point, Bearwick, even up towards Wentworth, Dry Valley. Continuing on, this is going to be going until 4:15 p.m. for that radar confirmed tornado. It's certainly possible with any of these cells that we could be seeing a tornado on the ground, which is why it's imperative that you take it seriously, move into your interior room on the lowest level. As for what the National Weather Service Springfield is saying, there are now tornado sirens going off both in Joplin and in Riverton, Kansas. As a reminder, those are just for folks who are outside. If you hear those, head inside, as it's possible we could have several tornadoes out there with these extremely electric, strong thunderstorms. Hail and tornadoes going to be a major concern. Let's bring you out to Kansas City, Missouri, where certainly a soggy day.
Yeah, a lot of moisture with this, and a lot of us have been cloudy, like you see here.
Watching several tornado warnings for far northeast Oklahoma, far southern Kansas. That's only going to be for Cherokee County, but that cell in Cherokee County, that's the one that's going to be moving into Newton County and Jasper counties, and that's going to be including Joplin, Missouri, going until 4:15 p.m. You'll notice we've got some rotation out there possible, not seeing too much of a CC drop for any of these storms, but one of the storms that we could be seeing a possible tornado would be this one that's now going to continue to move to the east of Baxter Springs, moving very fast. I want to point out this is just going to be really over the last 20 minutes. Look how fast it moves, which means you should be moving into your safe place. We're watching several different ones, even closer towards Granby, moving its way towards Pierce City. We're certainly seeing rotation with that cell going until 4:15 p.m. there for southern Missouri. As for Joplin, that warning going until 4:15, but near Fairland, that cell we are watching near Afton that previously had a funnel cloud, still seeing strong rotation. And we have a brand new one that's just moved into Benton County there in Arkansas, including Betty. Move into your safe spot going until 4:30. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Weather Nation. The snow has started in Chicago. We are bracing for several inches of accumulation, some gusty winds, some lakeshore flooding. and everything that a winter storm entails. Also, towards the East Coast, Steve, it's looking beautiful out there, but things are going to be changing.
In a hurry, Joe. I mean, this storm is quickly moving while the sun sets in Philly. Winter storm warning for you. Go get the French toast items. Bread, eggs, and milk, because we're going to need them.
Oh, yes, we are. And of course, the storm is quite powerful. We've got some severe concerns. You can actually see those fast-moving clouds near Springfield, Missouri. And of course, Steve, we're keeping an eye on southwest Missouri for some of those storms.
Certainly an interesting day. Those images coming in from KYTV, Channel 3 there in southwest Missouri. Tornado warnings cover 3 states, Joe, if not,
Wow.
3 states. We've just had a little bit of a change to those, so tons to get to. We'll let Joe gather a little bit more information on this winter storm. He's going to take you geographically through this, but let's get you to the Viper radar. Those 3 states are Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. So we've zoomed you right in. On the left is Oklahoma, on the right side, top Missouri, bottom Arkansas. All those blinking boxes are tornado warnings. Let's get you into Joplin. We have heard of tornado warned sirens. Again, sirens going off to alert those that are outside. Never rely on a siren to alert you when you're inside. These are meant for outdoor activities, though not really a good outdoor day. I mean, temperatures are about 50. It's been raw and raining throughout the day today. But we have this tornado warning. It includes the city of Joplin. Let's tell you who's in, who's not in this polygon. It is going to include Dennis Acres, Leewood, I-44 stretch right here near Gregg, and Saginaw just to the west of Fidelity. And the core of that storm right here. Let's circle this apparent tornado that's going to be right here using the Springfield radar right here, right basically over I-44. This storm is moving up to the north and east-northeast at about 35 miles an hour. If it was just located over Shoal Creek. So if you're in the path of that thunderstorm and storm itself, take shelter. You want to get in that lowest, most interior section of your well-built, sturdy structure. At least, again, moving over Joplin right now, so give it some time. Wait till it passes and the warning expires for you. Fidelity at about 23 minutes, Saginaw at about 6 minutes from now for that tornado warning in southwest Missouri. The county on that is going to be Jasper and Newton counties, a mixture of both for that warning. This other one looks very strong southwest of Springfield. This is just south of Interstate 44. Get you the deets on this. This is going to be for Lawrence and Newton counties in Missouri. That was located near Granby, about 11 miles to the west of Monnett. And it's moving to the east-northeast at about 25 miles an hour. That apparent tornado right where the red and green meet. And it's going to be over Monnett at about 10 minutes. And Verona at about 27 minutes for an ETA for that storm. So far, these have all been radar indicated, meaning that the radar is telling us. We don't have any ground truth that these are touching down, but you want to just make sure that you're in your safe place until they pass over. And this one in far eastern Oklahoma is Delaware and Ottawa counties in Oklahoma. That's moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. And then across far northwestern Arkansas, this is going to be in Benton County, Arkansas, and that goes until 4:30. So most of these until 4:15 to 4:30 Central Time. And include Grove, Oklahoma, to the southeast of Fairland, just northwest of Gravette, Arkansas, and approaching I-49 north of Bentonville and Rogers for that thunderstorm. Let me zoom you out to show you the expanse of this thunderstorm, or this storm complex. Luckily, it is not a widespread, huge geographical risk of severe thunderstorms today. It's just that small cluster in southwest Missouri now and parts of northwest Arkansas. But here's the scope of the storm system. It's massive. Yeah, and this we've zoomed in here just for perspective, far northeast of Tulsa, right along the border of Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas, the Quad State area. And it's just bumping up against the border of Kansas. Tornado warnings in the polygon, including Joplin for the next 5 to 10 minutes or so till 4:15, Grove, Oklahoma, and Bella Vista, Arkansas. Those tornado warnings are going to be continuing till the bottom of the hour. So once again, we'll cover these here for you. So far, a couple of funnel clouds reported with these. Nothing on the ground right yet, but take cover if you're in the path of the storms. We welcome you back to Weather Nation, where we're tracking tornado-warned storms across parts of southwestern Missouri, northeastern Oklahoma, and northwestern Arkansas. We continue to track these as they move to the north and east, part of a larger complex of a broader low-pressure area delivering anything from heavy rain to freezing rain, sleet, and snow. So quite a busy Saturday here on Weather Nation. Appreciate being with us. We're breaking into our usual coverage of our Eastern Zoom for our top stories to cover these tornado warnings. And since we last talked, we've had a couple of changes take forth from part of these warnings, and I want to kind of relay these changes. The tornado warning has now been dropped as it appears in northwest Arkansas. We're just going to confirm that with the National Weather Service office there out of Tulsa. Yes, that is confirmed. It was for Bella Vista and Gravette. But that is no longer in effect. Still watch that thunderstorms. We take a closer look using the Springfield local radar. You'll see a much better definition with that. And what we have right now is mostly the tornado warning storms. They're now exiting Oklahoma. They're just bumping up in the Missouri border. So it's southwest Missouri that we have to watch. So we'll turn off the lightning so you can see these a little bit better. This is a Joplin, Missouri, a tornado warning that continues for the next few minutes. We'll find the circulation with this. It is flattened out, which is excellent news. It's looking much weaker than it was just moments ago. The rotation's right here. It's southeast of Leawood and is moving to the east-northeast at about 35 miles an hour. So if you're in the path of that, we'll trace it out for you. Silver Creek right now, want to be in that safe place. Fidelity in about 15 minutes. It'll arrive near you. So that's what you want to watch out for. But we expect that tornado warning, knock on wood, to expire. But still, till 4:15. Just be aware of what's going on. This one looks like a stronger rotation that is near Mount Vernon. This is in Missouri, south of I-44 to the north of Monnett. And this circulation is right here, so that apparent tornado is going to be just north of Monnett and also moving to the east-northeast at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So it is going to be near Mount Vernon in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And that's where you really want to be, in that lowest, most interior section of your home. And if you have a chance, if you're not in a safe place, get to somewhere, well-built structure, on-site built, that you want to get in for. So some locations in that, again, looks to be fairly rural south of the interstate, but Mount Vernon seems to be the next big town there that we're going to be watching here for you. This thunderstorm leaving Grove, Oklahoma, and moving into Missouri as a tornado warning storm to the west of I-49 in Goodman. That's a new one until 4:45 local time, central time. That circulation is going to be right here, right at the Oklahoma and Missouri border. And these are all, again, moving to the east-northeast at about 35. Goodman, about 20 minutes for you when that arrives right over your location. So that's about the ETA. So you have plenty of time, hopefully, to get to that safe place, or at least let someone know in that area that you can get to that. I just want to take a little bit of a broader view, show you what's happening. Again, we have about 40 strikes in the past 10 minutes with these thunderstorms. Geographically, it's a pretty small area, luckily, today that we're watching across extreme northeastern Oklahoma, southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, and northwest Arkansas. And we should have another hour to maybe 90 minutes to really be on guard for these. We anticipate that as they move into a cooler air mass, they should start to dwindle. But otherwise, heavy rain on the northeast side of this through Kansas City, St. Louis, all the way into Illinois. And then on the colder side of things, we have snow spreading into parts of the lower Great Lakes to the Midwest, and some of this really getting heavy now from Chicago to Indianapolis. So it's a very busy day here at Weather Nation. Here is the broader view. Let's show you the live look in Springfield, Missouri, because you can see that flag blowing in. This is from KYTV. Currently, Joe, we have a temperature of 50 in Springfield, so it's not overly warm.
That's right. Kind of a raw and rainy day. You can actually see the puddle there by the side of the road. It's been raining for a good clip in parts of Missouri throughout the day. But again, just that one little area we're monitoring in southwestern Missouri, including Springfield, towards Joplin, again, northeast Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, and southeast Kansas also included in our severe weather threat. General thunderstorms will be possible east of there as we start to see the instability wind down. Looking at the threats here with the severe potential, it of course will be tornadoes. There's a lot of inherent rotation with that low pressure rolling through. And of course, we've got some gusty wind and some hail possible in this 4-state region for the rest of this evening. So again, this system pushing eastward by about... Our severe weather coverage continues right now on Weather Nation. We start by showing you what it looks like out in Springfield, Missouri. That's the southwestern corner of the Show Me State. It's rainy, it's raw, it's breezy, and Steve, not too far away, we've got some tornado warnings.
Yeah, we have had a slew of tornado warnings so far this afternoon. Multiple of them, even a confirmed tornado in Oklahoma briefly today. And it's wet and cool in Kansas City. You know, Springfield's about 50 degrees. You go up the road at MCI and Kansas City is not far behind, about 49 degrees. So it's a raw rain here on this soggy Saturday, Joe. What a storm system, boy. I mean, from tornadoes to heavy snow, the storm system bringing it all.
Yeah, we're already seeing some of that snow starting to fall in places like Chicago and Indianapolis.
If you've been following along with us with our discussion about tornado warnings, we appreciate it. We have some news to pass along to you from Southwest Missouri, some good news. All but one tornado warning have been allowed to expire. At times we have had as many as 3, 4, maybe even 5 polygons at times for tornado warnings, but now it's down to 1. So that's good news. And that's a good trend that we want to continue. But still, we have parts of McDonald and Newton counties in Missouri under a tornado warning. There it is until 4:45 Central Time. So that's going to be in the next 20 minutes or so that you just want to stay sheltered in place in parts of those counties. Again, Newton, McDonald counties. Goodman's the next big city. I-49 and Goodman, heads up, it's going to be in your neck of the woods about 5 to 10 minutes, but we're just showing you the natural spin in the atmosphere. Sometimes we see this with these wintertime low pressure systems. They're very strong, deep low pressure. There's already a spin in the atmosphere, and that allows for some of these thunderstorms to cause their own little spin as well and usher in a brief spin up of a tornado. But sometimes that can be damaging. So let's get you the detail here. We'll look at the Springfield radar. You can see that it has a lot of color on it. What we have also been reported to us here at Weather Nation is that there have been some pea-sized to penny-sized hailstones. So that's going to be anywhere from a 1/4 inch thick to 0.75 inches in thickness. That's enough to hear on your roof. It's not likely enough to do damage to your vehicles, but it will have some small hailstones with it. Again, perhaps in that range of about dime-sized to penny-sized. And that's going to be in this area right here that you see some of those pink colors right there. A little bit tough to see. But that's west of I-49. So Goodman, again, you're the next town up. The possible tornado is going to be right here at the interchange here of the red and green colors. This is all moving to the east-northeast at 35 miles an hour. So broaden it out and get it up to the east-northeast at about 35. Goodman here in the next 12 minutes and Neosho at 17 minutes from now. So that's a time frame of when you want to make sure that you're sheltered in place till the storm passes, just in case that does produce a tornado. It isn't going to include I-49, so you don't want to travel that route either, just because of the hail potential. And that hail potential, again, right there in those brighter pink colors that we see west of Goodman. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'll gather a little bit more information here in just a second. It is producing lightning. We've got about 50 lightning strikes in the past 24 hours, or in the past 10 minutes rather, in that window. But here's the broader picture of what we are experiencing. Strong low pressure system that is here again across southwest Missouri with the tornado warnings along it. And it's running into cold air. So you get this freezing line right here. To the northeast of that, you've got snow. Southwest of that, you've got rain. And this is making a beeline for areas down into eastern Tennessee. Knoxville, we have video to show you today, already snowing. That's starting to move into the mountains outside of Asheville and Boone. Maybe a little bit of activity in Charlotte. And meteorologist Joe Astolfi standing by because this is where the storm's going. And Joe, I know you've been looking at it. You've been counting up the states under the winter alerts.